Cultural Studies at the University of the West Indies Mona campus. Remember, we want to hear from you as well. You can tweet us. Our hashtag is TVJ All Angles, and you can WhatsApp us as well, 3810072. Give us your first name and your general location. Before all of that, though, I interviewed Faye Ellington, dialect coach, on the movie. And before we hear from her, let's listen into what some of the crew as well as producer Ziggy Marley, well, we'll have that perhaps for you a little later. Let's go straight to our interview with Faye Ellington.
Serious red carpet. Yeah. Big movie icon red carpet. In the back of my mind, I was going to walk and then go down. No, you have to stop and this one have to interview you and that one have to take picture with you and so on. So, of course, I played it being an actress myself. It was amazing. What was good about it is that you had the guests who were invited, but the Marley family, having worked with Ziggy as one of the producers on the show, I know he would have wanted something for persons who would not have been inside the theater. So they put on this magnificent arrangement on the outside, with performers and food and drink and giveaways and so on. I didn't go there at all because I was actually working last evening as well as host. Things happened that I didn't expect, like
Harry and Meghan.
I'm telling you.
And you were saying you were completely taken off guard.
I did not know. When they came on the red carpet, knowing me said, "Welcome to Jamaica." And Meghan came over and kissed me, which kind of surprised me. And then, and so did Jamaica in their official capacity. And I hosted the dinner at King's House, or as the orator there.
What did that say to you about the impact of the premiere? Because, I think a lot of people in Jamaica and Kingston were not even paying it much mind.
Not at all. The impact of the premiere and the impact on Bob Marley. So Ziggy's there every day he was introduced as a spiritual person because he kept that part of it. Sidella was there. Right? And the others came sometimes, but they were there. And you're seeing and hearing them talk about their father. You're seeing and hearing them talk about their mother. And I want to share something with you. Mrs. Marley, as in Richard Marley, was there last evening. And I introduced her, and the entire auditorium rose to their feet and cheered.
Nice.
And her daughter-in-law, Orly, who's married to Ziggy, said to me afterwards, "My mother-in-law has gotten her flowers." Amazing, amazing. I saw Ziggy interact with his mother one day we were shooting. And when I said to him, "How you feel about," because he just went down with all reverence and kissed her hand. I said, "How you feel about," and he just says, "She's just awesome. She's just something. She's a matriarch." I introduced her as a matriarch of the family, and not using that word, loosely, or, people say it all the time, but you can see it and feel it. I'm glad she's able to see it.
Yes. And let's come now to the crux of your job there, which was as dialect coach, because there's been a lot of talk in Jamaica about the fact that the lead actor wasn't a Jamaican. And you were brought on to help with that. So tell us about that.
It was a team effort. First of all, when I was first approached to be part of this project by Natalie Thompson of Cinecom, she is a go-to person in a production coming into Jamaica. I recommended that they speak with the Jamaican language unit at the University of the West Indies. So Joseph Farquharson and his assistant got involved. Then they spoke with Brett Tyne, who worked with Kingsley, originally. She's American, but living in England. And so she learned the Jamaican language, Cassidy.
Really?
So if she can learn it, you see why the Ministry of Education means that we can teach it in our school. She learned it and she taught it to Kingsley. So he was able to read it, the proper writing, as Carolyn Cooper would call it. But of course, there's something called the lived experience.
Yes.
So I went in to fine-tune certain sounds and certain tones and certain pitches and certain phrases even.
So this is like when we hear the tourists say, "What man?"
I say, no. I say, no man, not in this. A man. But he never did that. Okay. But I want to say something about this. Different actors have different abilities. Some people are just excellent with accents. This young man, and we can say young man because I'm coming like a son, he knows how to work. He has emotional intelligence about his craft. He not only watched hours and hours and hours of Marley interviews, but he was prepared to be guided. So Ziggy was in there, Neville was in there, I was in there, Brett was there with the technical part of things. You understand? And he was so open and willing.
So he would say something and you would correct him, and he would take correction.
Yes. And then
give me an example.
So, yes, there's this line. "What going down there? Me say." And Ziggy look up and me said, and he tried 4,000 times, and he wouldn't stop until he get it. "What going down there?"
The difference in the lilt.
Aye. You understand? But him willing to learn and him listen. And so I was shocked last night. Somebody sent an interview on one of the social media pages. First I hear him do that. Him say, there was a team effort and the Cassidy and Auntie Faye. And somebody put on Twitter, if him can't say Auntie Faye, he can't stay. Or something like that.
The Jamaican passport.
This emotional intelligence, you see, there's talent, but with talent you have to have training. With training you have to have application. With application you have to bring in all of those elements that can help you achieve what you want to achieve. And this is and I want to just say something right here now, and people may not understand what I'm going to say, and they will carry on. There's no actor in Jamaica who could have played that role at this time.
Tell me why you say that.
Let me say that. Bob died at what? 36.
1981.
Right. The 11th of May. This young man is close to Bob's age. All right. That's one thing. Then people say, why couldn't one of his sons or grandsons do it? Who were the producers on this movie? Richard Marley, Cedella Marley, Ziggy Marley. So they would know what their family members can or can't do, or what the industry after them discuss it. Secondly, there's a thing called you need a name in the industry to help sell your product. It's a biopic, so you have to have close resemblance. You understand? And somebody who understands the industry, and that you have to have to 7 take or 21 take, or go back 3 months later and do over something.
So clearly you thought the process went well. What did you think of the end product now when you saw it on film? How did he do?
I liked it. Well, I knew he would have been good because you're watching the things every day, and the corrections are going and him applying. It's not just him now, because there's Lashana as well. Her mother is Jamaican, right? So and I also worked with our Jamaican actors as well. That they would say something. We said, no man, we don't understand. We out and talk, you know me already. Talk clear, we don't understand. And so the young members who play the band members, wonderful young people, And Junior Marvin's son played Junior Marvin in the thing.
Aww.
Farms Bart, his son, played.
Love that.
So you just kind of feel it was a family, and that there was care and thought put into this thing. And anybody who felt that they were outsiders initially, for whatever reason, it quickly dissipated. And you realize you're on one path here, and you have to honor an icon and do it in a way that is respectable, authentic, true, and honest.
So what was the feeling in the auditorium as the movie was played?
Well, listen to me now. And then, December 2022 I start. And you did it, and you're correct, and you listen, and you applaud, and you say, yes, that word. You don't know why all of a sudden last time I get teary-eyed. But what struck me, I spoke with 2 men who said they cried. 2 men.
Not from the cast or the crew. No. Just watching.
Just watching. Because I think the producers, of course, with great influence from Ziggy, decided on a particular path in terms of what was the story they wanted to leave you with about this man. And it worked. I was a little nervous, because let me tell you something about working in the film industry. You can see some wonderful scenes, you're going there, wait to see it, it's left on the editing floor.
So how do you feel at the end of the day knowing you are a part of this?
Honored. Thankful. And I have to give thanks where it starts. Natalie Thompson and her team at Cinecom. And then the Marley family, and in particular Ziggy, and by extension his wife, they were particularly good to me. We're shooting on a lot. It is December. It's cold, right? No central heating. You're up there, right? You have on. I used to wear 5 shirts, then I put on my coat, then I put on the other one, and no joke. And I'll be sitting there behind the producers, because that's where Ziggy wanted Brett and myself. And we even got names for our chairs. I showed
big
that.
Shot,
big shot, girl, can't talk to me. Anyway, sitting there. And Ziggy says to me, he says, Faye, come and sit here. I said, no, because, producers and right. Producer. I said, no, it's okay, thank you. He said it a second time, He was like, come, just get up and come sit down here, so for me now, please. And some strange thing happened. They said such nice and warm things about me. They call me the gem. And because
feel good.
It makes you feel like all that I have done in the arts and culture came together.
Final question for you. Bob Marley, national hero?
I have to think about it again, and I'll tell you why. Initially, I had said no, that my position was national heroes are for those persons who did things that were contained only in Jamaica. And then we should find some nomenclature that could include something international,
with a global
cultural,
impact.
international icon. Professor Rex Nuttlewood and his team in the 1990s had discussed that they needed to have been a relook at these things, So until we get to this cultural international icon or whatever name, I don't know if you have another name. You see what I'm saying? Because the reach is not just Jamaica.
A different category.
A bigger category.
Got you.
Because those persons we now have they did what they did, but it was contained in Jamaica. Him can be contained in dead, but he still can be contained.
Okay, stay tuned. We're back after